political affiliation. He said this in Lilongwe during a consultative workshop organized to solicit views on the National Economic Recovery Plan, which government has drafted. From Lilongwe, Patrick Damula reports.
At the opening of the National Economic Recovery Plan consultative workshop, Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Decentralization Joseph Mwanamveka told the gathering that in 2025, when the current administration came in, it inherited serious economic challenges created by the previous administration. He said among the problems were a 24 trillion kwacha public debt, an inflation rate of 35%, food insecurity, and a forex cover of less than 1 week. Mwanamveka said it is against this background that government came up with the National Economic Recovery Plan, NERP, for 2025 up to 2030, a document which contains strategies that can help the country to recover from the economic downturn. Before the plan is launched later this year, government brought together development partners, the private sector, civil society organizations, and the academia to solicit their views, suggestions, and comments on the contents of the plan and how it should be implemented. Speaking at the end of the event, Mwanamveka said President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika appreciates that Malawians are going through tough economic times. Hence, he sanctioned the event to discuss ways of dealing with the challenges. He made an assurance that the plan, when implemented, will help Malawi recover its economy within a short period of time.
It's a known fact that we have a challenge in terms of public debt. We have a challenge in terms of revenue mobilization. We have a challenge in terms of foreign exchange. Actually, as I've said in the presentation or in my speech, the elephant in the room at the moment is foreign exchange. If we address foreign exchange, I guarantee you that everything will move smoothly. That's one of the issues that we want to address. We also want to address the issue of money supply, because as the governor said, it's the money supply that is chasing the foreign currency in the black market. We want to address money supply. We want to address in terms of inflation. We also want to address the cost of borrowing.
Chief Executive Officer of the Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Deze Gambalame, commended the NERP, saying it gives proper direction on the road to economic development and recovery.
Well, for us, I think the good thing is having a plan and a focus on what are the key issues that we need to address to really resuscitate and revamp this economy. So the framework that the ministry has gives us confidence, especially in knowing that they understand the challenges that the economy is facing. I think where we came in to add more value was to look at what other things can we actually partner with them on, especially on resource mobilization. Because a plan like this cannot be achieved without actually looking at where is the resource base going to come from.
For his part, Director General of the National Planning Commission, Frederick Changaya, said the NEP is part of the process of the implementation of Malawi 2063.
It shows that I think the government is serious about putting the economy back on track, because we must realize that when you are off trail, the first thing is to begin to accept what happened. So the NERP starts by understanding and knowing what really happened. If you look at the analysis that is in the NEP in terms of the background to NEP, it is telling us where we are. Where we are debt to GDP, where we are inflation, where we are in terms of economic growth. So all of that in terms of the external sector, where we are. So they've mapped that properly.
When government is done with the soliciting of views on MERP, the final document is expected to be launched somewhere in July this year. Patrick Dambula, MBC News, Lilongwe.
As government prepares to repatriate citizens stranded in South Africa following a fresh wave of xenophobic attacks, a different reality is unfolding back home. Every day, dozens of Malawians continue to leave for South Africa in search of jobs and better opportunities. In Mzuzu, Hassan Piri spoke to prospective migrants processing travel documents and others boarding buses to the Rainbow Nation, despite the growing xenophobic attacks on foreign nationals. He reports.
These are offices for the Immigration Department in Mzuzu, where we have found many people who are applying for new passports to travel abroad. Most of these people are heading to South Africa. One of the people I met here is Peter Chirwa, who said as soon as his passport is ready, possibly by next week, he will be leaving for South Africa.
I'm not afraid of what is happening in South Africa. What is needed is to have valid documents, but the majority are working without valid documents. Where I'm going, there are no violence, because I work at the farms as a driver.
Peter's story is similar to those of others, including this woman from Mzimba, Lindsay Makala, who says she has no choice but to go to South Africa.
My
aim is to go to South Africa. I was there before and I want to go back. Yes, there are xenophobic attacks in South Africa, but the opportunities are there and it's good for survival. I'm going there to work and do business.
For those who are used to visiting South Africa, the issue of anti-immigrant riots in South Africa is not new. People say that this happens in some areas and that other areas in the country are safe. During our investigations, we arrived at Mzuzu coach terminal where people traveling abroad, especially to South Africa, depart from. We found that 3 buses have left only today. One of the people we met at the departure lounge is William Chiumia, who says he's confident that he will be able to stay safe despite the xenophobic attacks.
Of course I'm afraid, but I can't do otherwise. I already have the passport as well as tickets to travel, so I just have to go and work. I believe I will survive the situation in South Africa.
According to one of the people who speaks on various issues, Moses Mkandawile, poverty is the major factor driving many people to go to South Africa in search of greener pastures. He also welcomed the government's decision to repatriate those affected by xenophobia, advising them not to travel to South Africa until the situation improves.
I would have advised my fellow Malawians to say, look, much as you are being pulled or pushed, to go into South Africa in search for, a greener pastures. But this time around, it's extremely difficult for you to go there, given the fact that the South Africans, are promoting xenophobia and they're killing, they are injuring, they're destroying property of many foreigners, including Malawians. And I think this is not the time for them to go there.
Statistics indicate that more than 100,000 people are allegedly working in various sectors in South Africa, including in shops, in homes, in garment factories, and in agriculture sector. But every year, reports show that hundreds of them are sent back home as they do not have valid documents. Meanwhile, spokesperson in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Charles Nkalamba, said government is assisting its citizens who wish to return to their homeland following the unrest in South Africa.
In this regard, the government will soon commence a voluntary repatriation exercise for Malawian nationals that have requested government support for their return home. The repatriation exercise is intended only for Malawian nationals who have voluntarily indicated their willingness to return home and require logistical support from the government. Accordingly, the public will be formally informed of the final logistics of the repatriation exercise once all preparations are completed.
According to officials from the Offices of Immigration and Citizenship Services here in Mzuzu, it is estimated that 8 out of 10 applicants, their destination is South Africa. But this is happening despite the fact that South Africa is facing the wind of xenophobic attacks against foreign nationals. Hassan Piri, MBC News, Mzuzu.
The International ICT Expo for this year has opened in Lilongwe with a call for the private sector to join government in accelerating internet connectivity across the country. Minister of Information and Communications Technology, Shadrack Namalomba, says time has come for the country to stop importing digital technologies in the country if the country is to be competitive on regional and global level on the issue of the digital economy. Now, joining us live is our reporter, Austin Fukula, who is at the expo. Austin, how are you this afternoon? What is happening right now?
So I can say that the Minister of Information is touring pavilions here at BICC in Lilongwe, where the expo is taking place. Basically, it's a two-day event whereby it's has attracted different prayers in the society, namely the finance. We are also talking about prayers from the trade, as well as people from ICT sector. So basically, that's what is happening. As you can see, there are different pavilions that have been mounted here at BICC in Lilongwe.
Okay, apart from the players that you've mentioned, are there any others who are patronizing the event that are worth mentioning?
Yes, there are also diplomats here, but also UN agencies. Talk of UNDP, which has also joined this particular event. So it is one of its kind. We have also seen officials from neighboring countries like Tanzania, Zambia, who are also patronizing this particular event as well.
It's a big event, it seems. And what significance is this expo for the country?
Well, it's very important because, as you know, the country, maybe also let me borrow from what the Minister of Information, Communications and Technology also indicated in his opening remarks, to say that as a country we are struggling issues of forex, and indeed we can leverage on the issues of ICT in Malawi if we use them properly, if we can devise means of exporting such devices across the continent, then we can be able to get issues of forex easily, but also we can be able to boost our economy in the country.
Okay, now what are the key issues being discussed at the expo?
Well, there are issues to do with how they can export ICT in Malawi, but there are also issues to do with how can people be protected from fraud. You know, when people are surfing through the internet, there are threats, cyber threats, that they normally meet as they are, surfing through the internet. So there are issues of how can such, maybe you are doing transaction, how can they be protected to ensure that, you have confidence as somebody who is transacting on your internet to say, my transaction is safe and secure. So such kind of platform provides, prayers in the sector to ensure that they devise means on how they can enhance safety of transaction in Malawi. But also, let me just tell you that we have President for ICT Association of Malawi, Clarence Gama, who is also joining me to explain more about this expo. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, tell us, how significant is this particular expo, and is coming at this time when the country is grappling with issues of forex?
This time it's bigger because our theme is focusing on those three pillars, making sure, one, that we are able to export ICT services. Number two, making sure that there is fraud resilience, because the moment we start looking at technology, other people want to take advantage. And then finally, we're also just looking at how best can we make sure that payments that are being done are using digital platforms. So digital payments must be trusted. At this time when our economy is struggling, this expo is bringing together all the industry experts to try to troubleshoot, to work out ways on how we can recover from our economy using technology.
Now, what will be the way forward? Maybe, I know it's a two-day event. What is it going to have at the end of it all, basically, in a nutshell?
So we have, in addition to the Honorable Minister of Information, who has shared his insights, soon we're going to go in and hear from the Minister of Trade. After we hear from the Minister of Trade, we now have speakers in various areas that are coming to speak on various topics. They'll be looking at the 24-hour digital economy. We're going to be looking at fraud resilience, and we'll also have speakers that are speaking in other areas around digital payments. Tomorrow we'll have a panel discussion. In fact, we'll have 2 panel discussions to deliberate further in terms of how best can we recover as an economy and what role will technology play. All this will end on Friday evening with a dinner and corporate awards, the ICT Association Corporate Awards, where companies that have played a pivotal role in leveraging on technology will be rewarded for their activities and for their innovations.
Mr. Kama, lastly, let me ask you, why as a country we are struggling to export technologies outside the country? Why is this the case?
I think one thing that I can assure you is that the capacity to create the technology to export is available. Number 2, because that is already available, all we need is an enabling environment and perhaps awareness and perhaps just enough confidence, because our innovators and the companies in Malawi are doing great things. I'm already aware there are other companies that are already doing that, and we should ideally make sure that we are putting it out there for all the exports to be, for that to be made available. But the capacity is there. We just need to create enough awareness and an enabling environment to make that happen.
You also indicated that you need a policy or a law that will also speed up issues of digital economy in Malawi. Can you share more light on that aspect?
You see, the moment you take your service outside the country and you're looking at exports, you are then looking at what is the quality. So what we are proposing is that as ICTAM, as ICT Association of Malawi, we must have a bill which can bring sanity into the association, making sure that the member, the professional ICT practitioner, is a trusted individual, is an ethical individual. So our bill is trying to bring sanity so that our quality of our product is international market ready. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Gama, for your time. We really appreciate for your time indeed to this particular news that we are having.
Okay, one moment, Austin, so before we leave. Austin, can you hear me before we leave? I'm seeing something.
That's Mr. Clarence Gama, President of ICT Association of Malawi. The theme for this 2026 ICT Expo is being held under the theme Unlocking Digital Economy, increasing exports of technologies, but also ensuring that there is safety of issues of internet here in Malawi. From here at capital city in Lilongwe, this is Austin Fugula reporting.
Okay, many thanks to you, Austin. Can you hear me? Well, all right, that was Austin Fugula, and many thanks indeed. You're watching MBC News, a reminder of our top stories. Government appeals to all citizens, including opposition political parties, to unite and support its ongoing economic recovery drive. Malawi faces a surge in suicide cases among the youth. Business deals worth over 2.4 billion kwacha signed at the just ended International Trade Fair. Well, moving on. Business deals worth over 2.4 billion kwacha have been signed at the just ended International Trade Fair. The Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, MCCCI, Director of Membership Development, Wezi Mungoni, has told MBC while describing the trade fair as a success. This year's fair, which was the 36th edition, was held under the theme Promoting Economic Stability Through Enhanced Production and Industrialization.
This year's fair was a success. We were focusing on increasing industrialization and production in order to stabilize the economy. We had different participants, exhibitors in particular, that were 248, which was an increase from the 225 that we had last year. And in terms of patronage, we had targeted about 15,000, but we have reached 15,400. Means we're having 1,700 patrons on average per day. And where we have seen that there were some deals that were done. Mm-hmm. We had like Assemblies of God Press that secured a long-term supply of printed materials, and we had companies that are in the energy sector win contracts for supply of energy materials valued at about 500 million. We had some hotel chains that secured some joint ventures. And then we also had companies like GM Plastics that supplied a contract they won a contract for the supply of packaging materials for some manufacturers in the country. Then, as we're also looking at facilitating financial inclusion amongst the SMEs, we had commercial banks that partnered with SMEs, and that also opened up a number of business accounts. From the feedback that we have received at the moment, we're looking at a minimum of about 10 that have clinched deals with local companies and others, even for the international market. And this has been valued at 2.4 billion. And we expect that it's going to increase because we are still trying to get feedback from our participants, and we are going to get conclusive at least by the end of this week.
Malawi is experiencing a surge in suicide cases among young people, with mental health experts identifying broken relationships as a primary trigger. Experts say many youth lack emotional maturity and reliance, thereby making them vulnerable to disappointments, over trust, and harmful decisions after heartbreak. Mental health expert Joseph Maseke has urged the youth to build trusted friendships and support networks, among other solutions to address this problem.
Mental health expert Joseph Maseke urged the youth to build trusted friendship and support networks, among other solutions to address this problem.
There is a surge in crime, especially among young people in Malawi. Most of these you have seen are caused by broken relationships. Young people, they are not yet fully matured in the mind, so most of the decisions, they are not good ones, seeing that most of them, they kill themselves. They commit suicide just because of broken relationships, of which someone cannot stand with. So it's quite pathetic that we are experiencing that rise of suicide among young people.
On his part, head of communications of Sorry I'm Not Sorry, a mental health organization, Abraham Bisai, said the organization is responding through social media campaigns, district-based advocates in schools and clubs to offer free support and referrals to professionals.
We are using social media in raising awareness about the impact of misusing social media and the bullying. We have advocates in different districts. These advocates doing different campaigns in the district using the clubs and even the schools and even the universities. We are using the students and even the advocates in the district using the clubs in raising awareness about mental health and how they can address these issues and how they can help some of the people that are affected by the issues of mental health.
According to World Health Organization, suicide is the third leading cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds globally, with 727,000 deaths reported in 2021 and 73% occurring in low and middle income countries such as Malawi. WHO also notes suicide accounts for more than 1 in every 100 deaths worldwide.
The Malawi Liverpool Outcome Research Program, MLW, has announced plans to broaden its research focus beyond infectious diseases to include climate change-related health issues and mental health research. Speaking in Blantyre during the unveiling of a new logo and brand identity, MLW Director Henry Mwandumba said the rebranding reflects the institution's evolution, not a shift in service delivery. The expanded scope position MLW to address emerging health challenges linked to climate change alongside rising mental health burdens. He speaks to our reporter, Geoffrey Ginawa.
The rebranding, as I say, doesn't really affect the work we do. It only affects the way we look. So we're still committed to delivering excellent research and other services that we provide. But also excellence in training our young people, both in science but also in professional services. But now we realize that as a nation and as a world, we are facing new challenges, the impact of climate change on the health of people, but also the rising problem of mental health. And being a responsive organization that we are, we've decided to conduct research in these areas. One, to inform our Minister of Health and other policymakers on how best to mitigate the impact of climate change on health, but also to address this problem of mental health amongst not only our young people, but people with chronic conditions, women who have poor pregnancy outcomes. How can we develop services that can support people to live through mental health problems and even get over them?
Well, that item also concludes this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories before we leave. Government appeals to all citizens, including opposition political parties, to unite and support its ongoing economic recovery drive. Malawi faces a surge in suicide cases among the youth. Business deals worth over 2.4 billion kwacha signed at the just ended International Trade Fair. Keep up to date with our news coverage on all our digital pages by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You are with me, Arthur Chokoto. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Sabata ino mu program ya Woman Talk.
Masiku ano ana ambiri sakudziwana ayi pa chibale chawo. Koma amatha kudziwa ankolo kapena anti koma sakudziwana iwo anawo. Kodi zinthuzi zikukhala bwanji tukutani ifeyo makolo.
Zimachitika kuti munthu wadwala mtawuni muno ine ndazionapo akutenga best friend wake kumuza mwa admitted ati mwayi wathu. Blood sister usaziwa kali konse
makhati tupita umudzi koma tupita tokha ana kwasiya bwanji aya uja akoka kutakuti sindi maona bwinoyi
taloyesa chizungu kwambiri kale kunali azakhali amayi ang'ono
ndi azidzathu amakhala kanthawi kochepa kenaka atani apita mmakwawo
anawo amadzapezeka kuti achitapo mabanja ifeyo tisakudziwa ayi kuti
tikulandirani ku program ya MBC Exclusive ndipo mu program imeneyi sabata ino tikhale tikucheza ndi mkulu wa bungwe la Malawi Enterprise Development Fund MEDEF yomwe kale imatchedwa NIF Kaisi Sadala muli ndine kumbukani phiri Sadala ndakulandirani ku program ya MBC Exclusive.
Zikomo kwambiri.
Choyamba, congratulations on your appointment as CEO of MEDEF.
Thank you very much. I must take the opportunity to thank His Excellency, the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, for this appointment. It is an honor to me, knowing that there are so many Malawians, capable ones in the country, but the fact that he deemed it fit to appoint me, so I take it as an honor. Thank you very much.
Now, Sadala, timafuna tidziwe kuno kuti chichitikire ni rebranding zinthu zikuyenda bwanji ku MEDEF kuno.
Ya zinthu zikuyenda monga mukudziwa kuti bungwe lipoyambirira linali limatchedwa ngati NIF. Komano management itasintha potsatira kusintha kwa boma komanso bodi inaona kuti nchoyenera kuti tibwerere ku dzina limene linalipo kale lomwe ndi Malawi Enterprise Development Fund omwe chidule tikuti MEDEF. Izi zachitika not only pongofuna kusintha dzina koma kuti tibwerere ku cholinga chenicheni chimene bungwe limeneli ndiye zonse tikadali nditunda ndithu kuti zikhazikike kwenikweni koma sofa zikuyenda bwino ndithu.
Ndiye tibwere ku nkhani ya core business ya MEDEF yomwe ili nkhani yobwereketsa ndalama.
Yes.
Ndipo tikudziwa kuno kuti there's ngongole in excess of 230 chakuti billion.
Yes.
ntchito yotolera ngongole zimenezi ili pati?
Uchula za ndrama za ngongole zimene anthu anatenga nzambiridi chifukwa tikuyang'ana ndrama za mene anatenga mbuyomo bungwe likadaliso MEDEF kumeneko kunasalira ndrama zokwana pafupi 10 billion eni kuphatikiza zimene zinatengedwa ulendo wa NIFIO ndikuti zinali about 235 billion ndikuti zikupanga pafupi over 240 billion. Ntchito yotolera ndalama zimenezi zili nkati monga mukudziwa kuti miyezi iwiri yapitayo tidapereka uthenga kwa Malawi kuti amene ali ndi ngongole koma ali ndi timati marias ndikuti mwina wadumphapo miyezi ingapo usakulipira aonetsetse kuti alipira pomatha miyezi iwiri imene ili masiku 60. Komanso pali ena wena kuti mwina nthawi yopereka ngongole idakwana kalekale koma ngongole sadabweza ndiye tidapereka mpata wa masiku 60 imene ili miyezi iwiri kuti anthu amenewo ayesetse kubweza ndalama zimenezozo andi kuti akapanda kubweza ndiye kuti ifeyo tipitano step ina ndi cholinga chona kuti titolere ndalama zimenezozi.
Pano mwatolera ndalama zingati?
Nene kuti pa nthawi imene tidalengeza kupempha anthu kuti tinapasa masiku 60 kuti abweze ndalama nthawi imene chayo tidakwanitsa kutolera ndalama zokwana 8 billion. Komano panopa angasitayamba chaka chatsopano kuyambira pa 1 April ndiye kuti panopa so far amene tikuyankhulamu ndiye kuti tatolera ndalama zokwanira 6 billion. Nditoti
chabwino tili pomwepo tinamva ndithu mbuyomo kunena kuti maofisa anamenyedwa ndithu kutibulidwa unkhotakota uko ena amafika saizi kuti amatulutsira agalu pamakhala zambiri zochitika. Nkhani zimene zamuziyendetsa bwanji?
Ndizoonadi kuti nthawi ina zimapezeka kuti chifukwa chakusamvetsetsa zinthu umapezeka kuti kumadera kuja kumapezeka anthu ena ake kuti mwina chikhalidwe chawo kwa anthu athu mwina chimazapezeka kuti sichili bwino. Ndizoonanso kuti kunkhotakota miyezi iwiri yapitayo anthu athu adamenyedwa ndiye tidatenga nkhani imene yopita nayo ku polisi kwa amene unali mlandu kumenya officer wa NIFI amene wa MEDEF inali mlandu waukulu ndiye inapita ku koti anthu amene anamangidwa. Chomwe tikuchita nchonera kuti I think nkhani yayikulu imakhala kuti kuwapatsa anthu chidziwitso chifukwa nthawi ina zimene zimachitika chifukwa chakusowa mwina chidziwitso chakuti kodi kupanga zinthu izi ndizoyenera kapena yayi. Ndiye chimene tikupanga kwenikweni panopa ndikuchita pachizungu kuchita intensify awareness civic education kuti anthu azindikire kuti awawa ndi anthu ogwira ntchito ya boma, kampani ndi ya boma, ngati anthu anakongola ndalama akuyenera kuti abweze. Komabe tikaona kuti kuderako kukuonekabe kuti anthu sakuchimvetsetsa tikuyesesa pofuna kuteteza antchito athu kuti tikumapitanso ndi chitetezo chokwanira kuti tikakwanitse kugwira ntchito yathu mosaphinjidwa ndi zinthu ngati ziwawa o zinthu ngati zimenezozo. Koma sikuti apolisi aja tikatenga madera amene kuti akupita kuti azikaopseza anthu kwenikweni hayi koma kuti anthu achitetezo atetezenso mastafu athu kuti ngati kungakhala anthu ena okhala ndi maganizo aupandu oti anatenga ngongole koma safuna kubweza ndiye kuti tikhale wotetezedwa makamaka antchito athu.
Pali ndondomeko zotani kuti mupangire kava ndalamazo?
Ndondomeko zilipo zimakhala zosiyanasiyana ndi mmene chizungu amati situation ya munthu. Ngongole ikatengedwa mmagwirizana ndondomeko imene ngongole imene ibwezeredwe monga pachizungu chake so amati terms and conditions ya ngongole imene imatchula zimene munthu wokongola ayenera kuchita andi kuti akalephera pamayenera kuchitika chani. So ifeyo mbali yathu imakhala kuti tikwaniritse malamulo amenewo komanso nene kuti zimatheka munthu utenga ngongole kuganiza kuti ndizabweza nthawi yakuti koma likani zochitika zina zache monga akatenga ngongole ya ulimi mwachitsanzo munthu sungaganiza kuti